Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm Just Plain John Gray.
Or you've never been plain John Gray. I'm Peggy Burton.
And you've never been plain Peggy.
Don't intend to be.
No. How you doing? What's up?
I'm good. I'm so excited about what happened at Couches.
Well, yeah, last week when we did this show, of course, the Pickers, as probably most of you know, were in Tullahoma, the American Pickers, a national television show on History Channel, picking couches. And we couldn't say anything about that. They asked us not to say anything to anybody because if they do, they can't. There's so many people show up
that they can't
do what they need to do. And we had the police down there, and we put out cones for them for parking at about 7 o'clock in the morning. And you know, people don't realize when they do what they do, they had six. They didn't have a tractor trailer, but they had some big vehicles full of equipment. They had about a 12-person crew that comes in with them. They have a show director, a sound person, a video people, a script guy, you know, and they were there. They got there at about 9:30. The first one's about 9:30, 9 o'clock, 9:30 Tuesday morning, and they left at 10:30.
So
that night.
I'm not all that familiar with the Pickers, but they come in and they go through all the stuff.
They buy stuff and they go through and look for rusty gold is what they call it. Antique things and old stuff. And
they should have come to my house.
Well, and what's kind of funny about it is not funny, but it's business. It's business, big business.
Business.
It's big business. They sent a lead guy in about 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
As part of this, this was about a 3-month.
So he just came in and scoped it out?
He came in because I'm sure what they've had happen to him is they say, "Oh, come to my place. I've got this, and this," and they show up and they got nothing.
Yeah.
A bunch of junk, yard sale junk.
So
you know, and so we went through numerous steps to get that done. I want to thank. I started it, made some phone calls, and I you know, sort of like my computer. If there's too many clicks that I've got to do something on my computer, I'll get out a scrap piece of paper and do it.
Down. Yeah.
So I got frustrated with it, and Fran took it over, and Fran's the one that drove it home on that deal. She's the one that stayed with it and kept making the phone calls and talking to the people.
Fabulous way to culminate. You know, their life there at Couches and Daddy Billy's. And was anything from Daddy Billy's involved in all that, or is it?
Yeah, we went. I mean, that was the thing about it is they did not come to Tullahoma to pick couches for what was there for them to buy. They came for the story.
For the story, yeah.
And if you watch that show, you will realize that that's why it's on the History Channel.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of history that's learned about a different piece of this or this so and so's picture, and all of a sudden you're having a little history lesson on that show.
Do we have any idea when it's going to show?
It'll be on sometime October, probably.
So they'll let
October,
us know,
November.
You'll let us know.
Oh yeah, we'll let everybody know because it's you know, it's sort of like the swan song of 126 years of service to a community is you bring a national television show in here to promote downtown Tullahoma to millions
Which is
of
wonderful.
people.
I mean, Tullahoma is the only city in the world named Tullahoma.
Yeah.
How good is that?
So, you know, it's great for everybody. I mean, it's great for everybody.
Sure,
so it was fun and nice folks and but to be around a national television show like that, and because that's what we do, and to watch how they do things, and
kind of fun.
They're very protective of each other, and very, of course, with the coronavirus too. They had their rules and things that they went by that had to be certain things done certain ways. They all had their mask on, and some of them, gloves, and they were. Dress when it came to that kind of stuff. They were right by the rules.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting for your family, Fran's family, as well as this community to have such recognition. That's awesome.
Well, and something else that it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's bittersweet. You've done something like that for 126 years as a family, but you also have to look and think about the Parrish family. They sold the baseball business. The Ennis family, they sold the Coca-Cola business.
There comes a time
downtown, the big stores. I mean, there
on.
comes a time when it's time to pass it on, and we're all old.
We are.
And Cameron Newton and a group have bought that property, and what a better way. There is no better way, because those people are young, energetic, have funding, and I'm interested in looking forward to see how that building
I think it's great.
Regenerates itself with young people's energy and dollars.
Right.
And dollars to invest in that building and turn it into the next thing that it's going to be.
It'll be wonderful. Olivia de Havilland died. Do you
Olivia
remember
de
her?
Havilland died. Yes, she
Gone
did.
with the Wind.
And
104, and she still was a beautiful lady.
Oh, heavens, yes.
That's amazing.
You'll live to be 110, I bet.
God, I hope not. Sorry.
Come on, Peggy. What am I going to do? I'll never make it that far.
The fact that she was in Gone with the Wind, and that has been, worldwide. And I remember when Gone with the Wind first came out, which really dates me. But there was a little rustle among parents. Well, I'm not sure you ought to go see that. You know what I mean? And so.
There's always been a little rustle among parents. It's like young people. Everybody complains about young people. Socrates.
And just think about it.
Socrates, one of the last thing he says is this damn younger generation is going to kill us all.
Well, the biggest thing in Gone with the Wind was, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Don't give a damn.
Now that is just such a simple thing to say.
No, now you turn on channels on TV and they're naked. But I mean, it's everywhere.
I got my first shock about that kind of TV was when we moved to London. We were living in
I bet.
We had to live in a hotel for about 3 weeks, and my children were little people, and they were with me, and we're watching a TV with a group of people because we didn't have one in our room, and the first commercial that came on was this naked man taking a bath. And I'm talking about naked. And I had never seen
you talking about
like
naked
on TV. We weren't, my goodness.
Well, some of those European countries, they do the naked news. I mean, naked weather. The weather girl, I mean, now we put voluptuous looking young ladies in front of the television camera. I say we, the industry, for weather and traffic people.
To get people's attention.
To get people to watch. Well, in Europe, they don't have any clothes on. They're topless.
I wonder how long that'll be allowed, because, with things as they are, and certain people are not supposed to be doing certain things, and they get mad about stuff.
I've got some hand sanitizer here.
Rights.
You need me to help
Women's
you.
rights.
Those things need cleaning.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I did.
Let's go somewhere else.
Yes, I did. Hey, I want to say something right now
say it,
on
John.
my mind, and it's about what we're doing right here, right this moment, and about South Jackson, and that is I want to thank you, whoever's watching out there right now. I want to tell you how thankful and how grateful I am. Because of you, I've gotten to do what I do, and I'm one of the most fortunate people in the world. I wake up every morning and I'm singing a song and smiling, and somebody asks why, and I said, I could be in a ditch somewhere. I could be in a
Under
sewer.
A bridge.
There's all kinds of places I could be, but because of your support of what we do here and the arts. You think about, Kara Kemp sent me something, and Kara's been on stage at South Jackson. The government has sent money to individuals. They sent everybody a check. Businesses have had a way to go and borrow money, some of it that doesn't even have to be paid back. But the people that were forgotten are our small stages and our entertainment venues.
It's true.
They have not been supported by the government. And every dollar that's spent, like at South Jackson Civic Center or at the Science Center
or
at the Arts Center, generates $12 in economic impact for the community, where it happens.
Yes, very much
and
so.
These places they're still not able. Now, South Jackson Goes Country, they're going to social distance and do what it is. We have to realize.
Sell tickets at 50%. You know, we have 50%
of the audience, and
right.
That place hasn't made any money in the last 5 or 6 months. Well, you know, they have to keep the lights on and they have to keep the doors open, but they've received no help from the government. If you like what happens in your community, at your small stage, at your little television station, go give them some money. If you've got some extra money to give somebody, go to those small stages and make sure that the next time you have a child or a grandchild that wants to even think about stepping up on a stage and seeing whether they do or don't like it, make sure that stage is still there.
I would be on the street today if I had not had the arts to sustain me. I feel sure about that.
You too pretty. You wouldn't have been there. You wouldn't have been there long.
No, it's just true. There's just so many people who are right-brained or left-brained, and they move in a different direction. And if they don't do certain things, they don't breathe right. It's just important.
I agree 100%.
And I feel like we have impacted our community. We have such a wonderful community.
Yes.
And I think we have a supportive community and a group of people that appreciate the arts more than we actually realize sometimes. So I'm hoping people will show up to our Ice Cream Social Thursday. It's all about making some money for the Civic Center.
And eating some good ice cream.
And then the country show.
And 100-degree weather.
Right. So,
good stuff.
We do want to stay alive and keep the arts alive. And many children that could be committing suicide or whatever.
On the stage.
If they can be on the stage and feel loved and feel appreciated, they'll maybe carry on.
And that's where their talent shines. It might not be with a math book in their hand, and it might not be doing something else. But when they step on that stage, all of a sudden, when the lights come on outside on them, the lights come on inside for them. And to end this right here, I just again want to say thank you for the life you've allowed me to live in this wonderful small community where we do live and all function and have fun, and make sure that that same opportunity is there for the next crazy person like me that comes along that wants to do what I do. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Ray Noyes. This is a critical time in Tullahoma. On August the 6th, voters will have an opportunity to elect a new mayor, one who can provide proven, experienced leadership, one who knows how to get things done and keep Tullahoma moving. I recognize the value of Tullahoma's excellent school system. Our system is recognized as one of the best in the state, and I'll ensure that our schools continue at that level. I will not vote to raise property taxes in order to have a balanced budget until all other options have been exhausted. I'll work closely with our city staff to ensure that my fiscally conservative values are incorporated. I've served on all city boards involved in economic development. I see that as a way that we can broaden our tax base and avoid a property tax rate increase. Some developers have had issues with our planning and codes department. I'll commit to these improvements. There'll be consistency in the instructions from planning and codes without changes from day to day. And there'll be predictable timelines for providing delivery dates for plan reviews, permits, and inspections, timelines that will be met reliably. Now, while we can't do much about the traffic on 41A and 55, we can improve our local streets and sidewalks, and this I commit to do. So I ask for your vote for proven, experienced leadership.
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, because of the pandemic, Alzheimer's Tennessee was very fortunate that we had our fundraising event back in March, right before all of this hit. You know, a lot of your nonprofits have their fundraising events during the spring and the summer, weren't allowed to have theirs. We were very fortunate that we had our Purple Olympics at Tullahoma High School early in March, and we set a goal of $30,000 to raise, and that goal was met. And so this past week, over at the church at 117 downtown Manchester, event venue that Steve West owns, we had a celebration of that, and a lot of the folks who were involved in the Purple Olympics were there to get awards and to be thanked and to have a good fine lunch from the Mercantile Cafe, Renee Holt and that bunch over there. And here's some video from that fun time.
This is the party to celebrate the second annual Purple Olympics being held at the church at 117 in Manchester, Tennessee.
I do carry a torch for you in my heart. Today the torch is a little bit positional, and we felt it was safe to leave it right where it is. You know, it's symbolic of our special times together, and it's very special to be with you all today. Thank you so much for coming out on a very warm Thursday, and we are honored that you're with us.
All right, here's the lunch area right here, and that is being provided today by the Mercantile Cafe in Manchester, Tennessee. That's Renee Holt and her sisters and cousins and everything else, and the food is always good when you go to the Mercantile, so give them a try. And also the Sweet Simplicity Bakery. They have some of the sweetest, finest things in the world. There, Eugene London.
Captain John.
Captain, you running for mayor?
Oh yeah, the people are running me. They're doing a wonderful job as well.
Good man.
Wow, it's been a different kind of year, hasn't it? I want to thank, you've heard me say this before, most of you, but I'm going to say it again. I'm so thankful for the vision that Janice Wade Whitehead, our president and CEO, had. We were talking about the second Purple Olympics, and she said, why don't we do it a little bit earlier this year? I said, okay. And thankfully, she had the vision of March 7th. And I will tell you that that was just one of the best decisions we've made, because unfortunately, all of our other offices have not been able to have the events that they normally have. They have continued on, and they have done well, but it's just not the same, is it? Nothing's the same anymore. And I'm so thankful that we did start earlier, and we just made it under the COVID wire. So again, Janice, I'll always be grateful for that wisdom you imparted to us. And we have a new meeting space, y'all. I think you know that we have moved a whole block north. from 207 North Jackson to 309 North Jackson. We are in the Shahan building where the lights are on, there's water, there's air conditioning, and it's just so comfy. And if you tend to be cool, you wear a sweater or a coat. And we have some new socks you can buy to keep your feet warm while you're gone. Together, we have worked really hard, and again, under challenging times. But as of today, we have achieved our goal of $30,000. I've talked to Janice about this next year, and I think we will stay at that goal. It's perfectly all right if we go over that goal of $30,000. And thankfully, today we've had a gift that has planted a seed for next year. So I'm just so grateful, and we are already starting toward the third Purple Olympics. We are so appreciative of our sponsors, our workers, anyone who is sharing the story, the message, the mission of Alzheimer's Tennessee. We were working tirelessly to get some legislation passed, the Silver Alert, when things shut down. And so hopefully Rush is going to be back in Nashville, and he and our other representatives will see that we need to have Silver Alert in place so we can have a consistent protocol across the state of Tennessee when older loved ones wander or get lost. So thank you already. We'll start with our media sponsors. John, thank you, Channel 6, The Link, for your great support. We thank Light 2, the Duck Radio. They did a live remote the day of Purple Olympics, and the Tullahoma News, and photos by Candio. Thank you, Susan. Our major sponsor plus this year is Bailey Manor. Bailey Manor is not represented here in this room right now because they have made a commitment that they will not be out with others. All the employees, all the staff pledged to each other and to themselves that they would not interact with others. And as of today, in their 4 buildings, they have not had one case of COVID. And I just really admire and respect them for that. I told them that when it was safe, I would present their award to them, and they will receive a party as well. We want to thank George Dickel Distillery, Jacobs Technology. This is in our benefactor category. Anonymous, Max and Ronnie Gerald, who have just returned from Florida last night, and they said, we do not want to expose anyone in case we have something from Florida. So they're quarantining themselves for 10 days. Let me tell you though, my cell phone's burning up. Okay. Tom Rideout, thank you so much. Dick and Marcy Roberts. This says Colonel Retired and Mrs. Richard M. Roberts. How's that?
Thank you.
You are so, thank you for your support so much, Marcy. And in the benefactor category, Struth's Accurate Refrigeration. In our patron sponsors, we have Jim and Mary Lou Apple, and Eugene London, if you would come to represent the Apple Corps. Eugene and his wife, Darlene. They are great members of the Apple Corps, and thank you for taking that for Jim and Mary Lou. By the way, y'all, Coffee County Bank, Citizens Tri-County Bank, and Ted, Representing Citizens Tri-County, we have Ted Conley. Thank you so much, Ted. Excuse me. Compassus Hospice. The Great Group, L&H Distributing, Life Care Center of Tullahoma and Lynchburg Nursing Center, McMurr's for in-kind provision of music and entertainment. I think we enjoyed dancing this year. Did we enjoy dancing? Bless her heart, Catton has a chronic lung disease and she absolutely cannot be in a crowd. But she's thinking of us. Esther Sims. Esther, thank you so much. Esther, for the second year, has put a team together from First United Methodist Church, but thank you for your support. So much. Smart Bank. Susan Haley is one of our Purple Olympic planning teammates, and the bank is on half staff right now, so she could not be here today. It's really been tough there. All right, and representing Tenova Healthcare Hardin, we have Ava Lynch. Woo-hoo! Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Traders Bank, Tullahoma Vision Source, Weichert Realty, Joe Orr and Associates, and friends include the First Vision Bank, Life Aid, Medical Equipment, Morning Point of Tullahoma, and Trinity Care Center. Team fundraising category, Bailey Manor was tops. Their buildings combined raised $3,142. Wow. Team Jacobs raised $1,298. New to us this year, People's Bank and Trust of Manchester, $1,273. And the Citizens Tri-County Bank raised $742.45. So thank you. I would like to remind us, if we might, about our stars. I just love these stars. And you all may recall what they each mean, but I think it's just so important. So, you should have a fan, a star at your place. When I read about yours, would you lift it, please? White is for someone living with Alzheimer's and any related dementia. They are an inspiration to all of us. Orange is for those supporting or caring for someone living with the disease. They are the guiding lights for our loved ones. Purple is for everyone who supports the cause and the vision to make Alzheimer's a memory. Say that. Make Alzheimer's a memory. And our plus silver star represents those who raise or donate $500 or more. You are the silver star of Purple Olympics. So thank you everyone, and we will be in touch. You are wonderful, and we thank God for you every day and for the difference you're making in this world. Thank you so much.
This is the face of a fighter.
I'm fighting to keep Tennesseans working.
I'm fighting for time with my friends.
I'm fighting for football on Saturday.
I'm fighting to see my students back in the classroom.
We're fighting for our small business.
I'm fighting to keep my family safe.
Whatever you're fighting for, it's time for all Tennesseans to fight back. Until there's a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the face of a fighter. Face it, masks fight COVID-19.
Tullahoma needs leadership. Tullahoma needs someone who can make good decisions in bad times. Tullahoma needs someone who is familiar with the area and knows how to bring people together. Tullahoma needs someone who's not tied to any specialty group, who doesn't owe someone a favor, that's going to make decisions for the entire city as a whole. We want to make sure that we stay focused on health. We want to make sure we stay focused on wealth, and we don't stay focused on education. Those are the three things that if we as a city invest in our people, we will see the return, and our city will continue to grow, and our city will continue to prosper. So that's why I'm running for mayor, and I'm ready to begin working for you day one, and I'm asking for your vote.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future in a world that's changing fast. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do it all with confidence, kindness, and strength. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and there's all kinds of things going on all over this nation that have so many rippling repercussions that there's this group of people in town who've gotten together that want to do one thing: heal our nation, heal our land, Lord. And they're here with us today, and this is Lisa Cardwell way over there, and excuse me, introduce yourself to me again.
My name is Deb Clark.
Deb Clark.
Deb Clark.
And they have their mask on, but they're going to unmask it where we can see their beautiful faces and hear them a little bit better. And tell us about this event.
Well, this event began at an altar call on July 5th. Our pastor gave a wonderful sermon, and I went to the altar and I was praying, and I asked the Lord, I said, what would you have me do? And sometimes you got to think, if you're going to ask, he's going to give you an answer.
Somebody's going to talk to you.
I got this vision in my head of a mass of people walking down the street, praying for our nation, praying for our Lord. And I put a call out to some of my friends, and Melanie Morris, another member of our church, she called out to me, and she had the same vision without me actually even telling her what my vision was. And so we decided we were going to go with it, go for a walk, a praying event where there was just two people. Mm-hmm. Well, then I went to Lisa and asked her advice on it, and she jumped right on board. Mm-hmm. And we brought it up at church to ask for some more volunteers, and we had some more great volunteers jump up. We have Kim and Ed Ledley, Melanie Morris, Doug and Brenda Wells, Alice Smith.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And what church is this?
We go to Grace Baptist Church, but this is not a Grace event.
Well, okay, but
this is
I just wanted to know.
A Christian event.
When somebody's preaching a good sermon, it's always good to know where it's happening. We have a lot of wonderful ministers in this community.
We do.
We do.
And I just wanted to give. If they're preaching a good one, they need to get a few prop-ups about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they've been really good with supporting us. We're actually going to have Michael Brown, our Ministry of Music. He's going to be helping us with the sound and the music and stuff. And we have lots of wonderful volunteers that are going to be helping get this event going. The purpose of our whole event is to go out as a collective group of Christians of all ages to pray for our city, our county, our state, and our nation, because we are all hurting. There's so many things going on between the COVID, between the riots, between people losing their jobs, and people are just worried, and people are sick, and we need to not go as a political group. This is not a march, this is not a protest, this is a group of Christians who want to go and pray for our Lord, lift up our concerns, humble ourselves, and praise Him for the things that He has given us. And so we really want to stress that it is non-political, that we really just need to come together and as a community to pray for everybody.
Right. So what about, Lise?
Well, in my day-to-day job, I'm the executive director at the Attic Outlet, and so I have the wonderful opportunity to know a lot of pastors in our community. And that really came into a great opportunity when we're planning all of this. One of the things that when we were talking, trying to figure out, well, how do we go about doing this? And we decided that the perfect Bible verse of our mantra about what we're trying to do is 2 Chronicles 7:14, which says, "If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land." And so that is what we are trying to say and trying to accomplish. We've got a lovely program set up. We reached out to 6 pastors in our community. Stephen Hovatter, the lead pastor at Cedar Lane Church of Christ, will be praying for our city. And Pastor Ricky Wade from Tullahoma First United Methodist will be praying for our county. And Pastor Liz Sparkman from Eastside Community Church of the Nazarene will be praying for our state. And Brother Hubert Robertson from New Creation Church will be praying for our nation. Our pastor, Pastor Tim McGee, he will be doing opening prayer, and Pastor Zenobia McGee from Mount Zion will be doing the closing prayer. So we are very excited that so many churches are wanting to be a part of, and the excitement is starting, and we just invite everyone to come be a part of this. Pray with us. Pray to our Lord to heal our land.
Okay, now where's the walk going to start?
Okay, the walk event is going to start at South Jackson Civic Center. They were gracious enough to find us a spot on 1 August at 6 o'clock. That's when we're going to start walking, so plan on showing up a little early for parking.
AM or
PM.
Okay.
And we're going to walk to City Hall, and we're going to walk back. Now, before we start our walk, we're going to have prayers and praises and songs. We're going to do praying as we walk. We're going to be stopping on West Grundy Street in front of City Hall to do some more prayers and praise. And then we're going to be walking back, and then again praying for our nations and city. And then we're going to be at the South Jackson Civic Center again to again praise and sing songs and just humble ourselves before the Lord. We are asking everybody, if you're coming, to bring an American flag, Christian flag. You can bring a Tennessee flag, signs, Christian signs. We do not want anything to be political. We want to bring this an event that will honor the Lord. We are asking also that we follow local guidelines for COVID, because we do not want to spread COVID out. We do feel that this is a calling of the Lord to have this prayer walk, but He also gave us the smarts to go ahead and let's follow our guidelines. And we will have some hand sanitizer and things like that around, but bring your mask. And
very good. So that's again, what's the date?
It is 1 August. South Jackson Civic Center starts at 6 o'clock. The march actually starts at 6 o'clock. That is this Saturday.
That's what I thought.
That is this Saturday.
And that's this Saturday.
That's right.
This Saturday.
A lot of people, you see these commercials and these things on TV about the wife or the husband yelling at each other. It's Thursday? It's Tuesday?
Yeah.
1 August is this Saturday.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
And you can find our event online on Facebook at Lord Heal Our Land. You can find the Facebook event, and we also have a Facebook page, Lord Heal Our Land. So please go search for that, like it, share it, get the word out, and come prepared to worship the Lord in prayer and praise.
Absolutely.
All right, girls, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, I wrote a thing, and I wish I had it out here in front of me. I write a lot, but the one thing that we don't do enough, you know, we're always looking and going, help me, do for me. Well, you know, he gave us everything we need.
Amen.
It's all right in here. Instead of looking up for the miracle, folks, look inside for the miracle. And the only way you can find it is just like you did, to listen.
Yes, and we need to be the hands and feet.
Listen.
We have to be the hands and feet of Lord.
That's it. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back
Come
after
join
these
us.
messages.
My great-grandfather started it in 1900, and now it's 2020, which is 120 years. We still measure your feet, still try to help you find a good fit. We're just a good old-fashioned shoe store where we'll measure your feet, make sure you're in the right size, and help you find a comfortable shoe for men, women, and children.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
I am Pat Welch, and John, we're here today for segment 74 of the Conversation with John and Pat.
Pat, I've never done this song publicly because I never thought I could remember all the words.
John, when you get down to 74, it's time to get into some.
Ray Noah's requested this one time when we were playing music for an organization, and I said, Ray, I'm sorry, we've never done this song before. He likes it though, and I like it. I just hope I remember the words.
Well, hopefully our viewership will like it.
This is where Mr. Osteen came from, Caney Springs. Well, I was walking down the road from my grandma's house to the Caney Springs General Store. I held my head up high, a better than thou, look a know-it-all city boy. I was staying all night with Grandma, a real Dragon A1 bore. But I was happy when she told me to run a little errand to the Caney Springs General Store. At the corner of the store, men was pitching horseshoes, having a hot contest. I walked up proud, sizing up the crowd, and I could tell that I was the best. I spied a country boy eating sardines and crackers, sitting on a dusty car hood. I said, you want to play a game? And he said, I guess so, but let me warn you, I'm not too good. Well, we found us a pit and played a practice round, and old country couldn't find the range. I felt Granny's grocery money jingling in my pocket, so I challenged him a $1 a game. He said, I can play 3 games, but then I gotta go. I should have been home by now. I thought to myself, you be wishing you was when I get through cleaning your plow. Well, we played for real, and it was easy pickings, cost a skunk 10-11-0. I got greedy all over as he handed me $1, and the crowd began to grow. And the second game was just like the first. I skunked Old Country again. He said I might as well just lose it all unless you and I play for a 10. I said, okay, Country, as he aimed through his shoe and stepped forward with a dead-eye throw. I saw some old men kind of punching each other like they knew something I didn't know. He threw 3 straight ringers and a 3-point leaner before I could even turn around. I knew Caney Spring loved the circus and they appointed me the clown. Well, I left the store and I could hear them laughing, not a grocery to my name. Granny met me on the front porch steps and you should have heard me explain. I told her about Old Country Boy and how he laid a perfect trap. She said, you fool, you've been taken in by the Caney Springs General Store champ. Well, it wasn't perfect, but I got through it.
John, I don't know if I've ever clapped before, but that's the first time I've heard that song too. I almost felt like an urge to get to my feet.
I've always been a coward to try that song too many times.
Well, it's good. Have we gone over the Caney Springs attributes before? I think we talking about Coach Osteen being from there. Well, you took me over there one day, and there's more rock visible on the ground than there is ground, and they farm that.
They say there's 2 rock for every dirt.
That would put it at 66.6%.
Oh, Mr. Osteen was raised over there, and he was raised in a rugged area. You know, it's rugged. They're primitive.
I believe you could find a fine football team with inhabitants of the area. If you're going to farm there, you're going to have to be tough.
You would recognize it today, though, houses being built over there. It's near
It'd be a firm foundation.
Yeah. We're talking about a relative of mine today. His name is Landon Haynes. He was named, I think, for some senator or someone back in the past. I didn't look him up to find out what he was known for, but he was named for someone famous in politics.
John, let me interject real quick. Now, is Haynes your mother's side or your father's side?
That's my daddy's side.
Okay.
My grandmother was a Haynes, and Landon's daddy was my grandmother's brother.
Okay.
Or sister, well, whatever I say, I can't remember how I put it there. But I want to put up our first picture there, Philip, if you will. That's Landon right there, and Landon wasn't original. Now, he just was somebody, education can spoil somebody's originality. I don't think Landon ever got spoiled. And he was
double sure he wasn't.
He was a smart guy. Now don't get me wrong. Now he's dancing at a political rally. He liked to dance. He and his wife they went to dances and that sort of thing. And Landon was married to Faye. I used to work on their farm, and she would feed you so much good food. Vegetables and meat and just wonderful food. You couldn't hardly bend over in the afternoon, to pick up a hay bale or whatever it was. And go to the next picture there. Now that's a young John Rickman there, second to the left, and Landon's there. And do you
John, that's Comstock on the right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And is that Jimmy to the left?
Jimmy's to the left.
Wow, I don't know if I've ever seen him with that much hair.
Let me show you. Now, this was at some sort of political rally in Lewisburg, and you see those suits that we're wearing? We got those at Jimmy Phillips' store here in Tullahoma. Jimmy one time had us play for a block party up in Tullahoma. He said, John, I have no money for you, but I can get you some outfits. He had Clyde Phillips men's store, and so we wore those as long as they fit us. and that was the outfits. They had a vest to them. It was very nice, and Jimmy did us right. We would have paid a lot of money for that.
John, that picture of you, that's not taken too far from the time period that I've described where you could have been a cast member of Beach Bank Bingo.
It was a different time there, Pat, and it was a good time, and I'm still there, Pat.
Oh yeah,
I'm still there.
I'm not sure what movie you'd be cast in now, but
Landon was a painter by trade, farmer and painter, and he wrote this book, Through My Eyes, A Painter's Diary. And this is from 1950 to 1964. He talked about every place that he went to paint from that time. And he was a good painter. I painted for him one time, and I helped shingle a house one time, put shingles on a house. And but I remember how particular he was about painting. If he wanted you to hold the brush like this, he said, people that don't know what they're doing hold them like this. He said you got to hold them like an artist.
There we go.
But anyway, in this book, he writes a lot of things about people, and he didn't spare any feelings. You know, he said here, this was in 19. Well, what is it there? I don't know the exact date, but he painted the Unionville Methodist Church, finishing floors. He was a floor finisher. First time I worked in a church and got drunk. Yes, got drunk on lacquer fumes. Almost passed on to another world.
Well, if a church isn't ventilated, as much hardwood's got in there, that could happen.
This is from a Mr. Robert Burroughs. He was a laborer there. Edward Collins built Robert's house. Robert's wife was Mr. Wiley Clanton's girl. Had some trouble with some drunks on the job. My two brothers used to work for me.
With emphasis on the term used.
Yeah. And then he paints for a lawyer over in Lewisburg. He was a bad one. I thought every time I had to be in court, he was on the opposite side of me. He was the most money-hungry lawyer I ever saw. I didn't mention his name.
Good for you.
Somebody might be listening. Now this is Aunt Polly. That was my grandmother. Her name was really Mary, but Polly was what a lot of people call it. This woman did more for me than most people. Aunt Polly taught in Una and Chapel Hill. My hometown bootlegger said she had whipped him. He goes through, stuff all through here. Now his daughter typed all this up. Aunt Polly, again, Aunt Polly, my favorite aunt. She clothed me until I was old enough to buy my own clothes. I never had such a good friend as she.
John, are we headed to the point where he danced with Rosalind Carter at some point, didn't he?
Yeah. Jimmy go to that Carter's next wife. Picture. Maybe we'll find it.
I hope I hadn't.
My sequence. Oh, there it is, Pat.
Is that not incredible?
That was in the Washington Post. Landon went up to Miss Carter and said, Miss Carter.
Well, what was he went, just decided I'm going to the inauguration?
No, well, they were at Murfreesboro at the Oaklands. Oakland's over there at Murfreesboro.
Okay.
And he went up, Miss Carter and I guess President Carter were there doing some politicking, you know, and Landon went up to Miss Carter. They were playing music, and he said, Miss Carter, may I have the honor of this dance with you? Certainly you may. And they danced, and this went out all over the world, Pat, all over the world.
I understand, but it doesn't surprise me coming from the Rickman family.
Well, you know, you see that hat on his head? It's sort of set on there in a little noble way. I guess that's a good way to say that. And then Miss Carter had written him a letter about that. And that picture right there was in a frame, and it stayed on the dash of his truck. And whenever he wanted to make a conversation with someone, about him, this is a picture of me and Miss Carter dancing. He says this was December 16th, 1983. Once I was painting a house in Chapel Hill. There was a young lady sunbathing next door. It was a healing sight to a man. The man I was painting for accused me of painting that side of the house 3 times, but I think I just painted it twice.
John, you've got some colorful members of your family.
Yeah.
Now, I know that one of his ancestors, you had a Columbus Haynes, who fought, was a colonel and fought in the Civil War and took a mini ball through the nostril and survived. Would those two be your leading colorful figures in the Haynes family?
I suppose. I think so.
I would ask that at some point we have a show on Columbus too.
Let me say this about Landon. He was quick to tell anybody. His phone, the United Telephone System down at Chapel Hill, the manager lived in town there, and Landon's phone had been out for a couple, 3 weeks. And he'd called up there. Will y'all get this phone fixed? So one morning he knocks on Mr. Billy Wilson's door early in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and said, "Mr. Wilson, do you mind if I use your phone? You know mine hadn't been working, and I just need to make a real important call." And Mr. Wilson said, "Boys, I don't care what you do today, you get that phone fixed." So show the picture of the newspaper. Sad, but Landon died in a house fire. There was a lightning strike on the house, and he died at the back door. They said he was putting on his clothes to get out of the house, and probably if he had just gone on out, and but he lingered too long in the house, and he died at 83 years of age.
Was his wife still alive then, John?
Yeah.
Did she make it out?
No, she wasn't. She had died a couple of years before that. But anyway, we kind of recognized Landon Haynes, who was a colorful figure, and worked hard, came from a poor family, but in many ways rose above that situation in his life. Thank you so much.
And that, my friends, wraps up segment 74, but it's not the last, we hope, because there's stories to go if management will allow. Thank you all.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, and we want to talk just a little bit more because it's been so hot about the wonderful thing that we have in this world, and it's ice cream.
And
this Thursday night, 2 nights from tonight, you can go to South Jackson to the ice cream social.
We encourage people to get out of their house. It's a great opportunity to spread out on the lawn at South Jackson and enjoy some music, enjoy ice cream, enjoy saying hello to your friends. You don't have to get in their face.
No, and you can socially distance yourself and enjoy some great music from the South Jackson Street Band.
I think we may have some of our political people down there.
Well, they usually come.
Yeah, which is nice.
They usually come, and we have an election August the 6th, so that's not far away.
There's a dance class at 6:30. Valerie Lawrence will be out there on the concrete pad.
She's
teaching dance.
She's a great gal.
She is a great gal.
She is so.
Well, she is.
She's almost noble looking.
She's the epitome of what you need to do to continue to live
and stay healthy.
Keep dancing. Yeah. Or do
just
some
dance.
kind of movement. You don't have to be organized to dance.
Just like they said
keep moving.
In that movie about dancing, it's in the Bible.
Well, of course.
They celebrated life with the dance.
With the dance, and it's just important because when you just sit still all the time, you don't make any progress.
Don't make any progress.
Not any.
But then again, we're talking about the country show, which is going to be the 14th,
15th,
and 16th of August, and we're getting prepared for that. And you can go buy your tickets at South Jackson Civic Center.
Let me tell you about that. For the ice cream social, you can still get tickets online, or you can get your ticket at the door. It'd be nice to get them online or call in, because then we know how much ice cream to have. But for the country show, you cannot reserve a seat without calling, because we're going to have capacity, and by half capacity, that involves, when you buy your tickets, one family may want to sit in a group, and then they're okay, and then we social distance to accommodate everybody else. So anyway, it is a little bit different. So just when you call, it's a good idea. Call or go by and make reservations, because I have reservations, because since I'm not directing, I have reservations for the Sunday show. I'll try to see some of the others.
You get to sit in the audience?
I am planning on doing it. I will. It'll be hard for me not to come out of my seat, because when I see something that goes wrong,
you'll come out of your seat.
No, I won't. It's going to be wonderful, and it is. I want everybody to know that we are totally practicing social distancing through the actors. We have microphone covers for each person to have. Everything is looked into, and it's safe. It's going to be safe.
Well, what we're going to do is show you one of the crazy things that happens, and one of the things that I was talking about earlier, there's always an opportunity for local songwriters to share their vision or what they hope to be a vision with the audience. And there's nothing greater than and the songwriters, there'll be Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, every show
is a
has
songwriter
segment. Has original
and I
segment.
love that. I think that I think now is a better time for songwriters than it's been in a long
heavens, yes,
time.
They're playing out of their garages.
Exactly, and the idea of expressing yourself through your music, through poetry, through writing, through whatever it is you do, is so healthy.
But the music that you hear online now from Tim McGraw and all of the big stars is raw. Because they're not playing with bands. They're playing acoustically.
They're playing an acoustic piece, and they're sharing, and you can hear the words.
You hear the words.
They're not blurred out by a lot of noise and stuff.
Noisy music and stuff.
I love it.
So, and here's one that I did last year to show you a little touch of that song that Tim Daly and I wrote called Powerball.
Powerball. When the sun comes up, it's the same old routine. He's off to the truck stop for some oil and gasoline. Coffee and a biscuit, he throws down 2 extra bucks. He says, hey, Paul, pick the numbers that'll change my riding level.
Hello, I'm Ray Noyes. This is a critical time in Tullahoma. On August the 6th, voters will have an opportunity to elect a new mayor, one who can provide proven, experienced leadership, one who knows how to get things done and keep Tullahoma moving. I recognize the value of Tullahoma's excellent school system. Our system is recognized as one of the best in the state, and I'll ensure that our schools continue at that level. I will not vote to raise property taxes in order to have a balanced budget until all other options have been exhausted. I'll work closely with our city staff to ensure that my fiscally conservative values are incorporated. I've served on all city boards involved in economic development. I see that as a way that we can broaden our tax base and avoid a property tax rate increase. Some developers have had issues with our planning and codes department. I'll commit to these improvements. There'll be consistency in the instructions from planning and codes without changes from day to day. And there'll be predictable timelines for providing delivery dates for plan reviews, permits, and inspections. Timelines that will be met reliably. Now, while we can't do much about the traffic on 41A and 55, we can improve our local streets and sidewalks. And this I commit to do. So I ask for your vote for proven, experienced leadership.
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party.
But things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her. And now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we're going to bring you a little bit more music. You know, I went this past weekend down to what was the River Cafe in Normandy, and it's opened back up, and I had a fine meal down there. And my friend Jerry Fox came in, and he bought a house across the street. He has an Airbnb over there.
I love that.
And
it's a neat place.
And so it made me think about all the music. Nikki, who originally opened that up down there, bought it from Dennis Jennings, who was Waylon Jennings' business manager, Don Jones, and they had Richard Smith and his wife. There were all kinds of, Gretchen Peters, Hall of Fame Grammy-winning songwriter was there. All those people would come through there because Nikki knew all of them because she was Waylon Jennings' manager.
Right.
Business manager.
So they came there and performed.
Jessie Coulter, I saw her walking down the road one day down there.
Yeah.
But we went in there to eat with the Conleys this past Sunday for their food, and it was excellent. It made me think about showing some video down there from way back, and I remembered that Merle Travis, who is one of my favorite guitar players because he and Chet and some of those guys started that finger picking
Chet Atkins, wow.
stuff. You know, the Chet Atkins, the Nashville sound.
Yeah.
And Tom Bresh, his son, was down there playing, and it was absolutely fantastic. So you get to listen to Tom Bresh and his wonderful guitar.
Fabulous.
By Paul Kraft is his name. I know they sent you back in, but now I want you back again. Living without you, just ain't living at all. Now I miss your nagging, and your tongue ain't wagging, and the crash of the coffee cup up against the bedroom wall. In the kitchen early in the morning, midnight, walking the floor. Without you screaming and your bitching and your moaning, home ain't home anymore. So come on, honey, come on, spend my money. If I come back, honey, take another swing at me. Running cause you weren't treating me right. But if I looked up and saw you coming, treat me wrong all night. Well, come on, honey, come on, spend my money. Yeah, come back, mama, take another swing at me. Yeah, come back, mama. me so. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Yeah, roll on, buddy. Pull that load cold. How can I pull when the wheels won't go? Try to pick kind of like this. It's a long way to Harlan, it's a long way to Hauser, just to get a little brew, gonna get a little brew. Well, now when I'm long, long gone, they can make my tombstone out of number 9 coal, rig it out of number 9 coal, cause the 9 hammer killed John Hammer, but it ain't getting me no more, it ain't getting me. Yeah, the 9-pound hammer just a little too heavy for my size, for my size. Well, come and listen, you fellas, so young and so fine. Yeah, seek not your fortune in a dark, dreary mine. Little fool, you must have it. It's deep in your soul, till the stream of your blood runs as black as coal. Where it's dark as a dungeon, damp as the dew. The danger is double, and the pleasures are few. Well, the rain never falls, and the sun never shines. It's dark as a dungeon, way down in the mine. Well, I hope when I'm gone and the edges shall roll, my body will blacken and turn to coal. And I'll look from the door of my heavenly home, and I'll pity the miners digging my home. Well, it's dark as a dungeon, it's damp as a dew. The danger is double, that's a folk song, I can do what I want. And the pleasures of few, yes indeed. Where the rain never falls, and the sun never shines. It's dark as a dungeon, way down in the mine. Oh, yes, it's dark as a dungeon, way down there in the mine. Well, some people say man's made out of mud. Poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. Oh, 16 times. What do you get? Another day old and deeper in debt. Well, St. Peter, don't you call me? 'Cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. 5-9 trouble in my middle name. I was raised in a canebrake. Mine on my old line, there ain't no high tone woman make me walk the line. Oh, 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Well, St. Peter, don't you call me? company store. Well, I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. Picked up my shovel, walked right down to the mine. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal. The straw boss said, well, bless your soul, 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Well, St. Peter, don't you call me? 'Cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, if you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't and a lot of men died. I got one fist of iron, the other is steel. If the right one don't get you, my left one will. 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deep in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me? 'Cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Okay, all of you that aren't eating, sing a song one time, snap your fingers, tap your foot, something. Here we go, all together. You load 16 tons.
What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
Yeah, 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Well, St. Peter, don't call me, I can't go. Bad impression, but you know what I'm doing. Yeah, 'cause I owe my soul. Nowhere to the company store.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paintworks at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, and Peggy, we have a couple minutes yet to go, and we want to thank everybody for being out there. And again, I want to thank you for giving us, people like us, the opportunity to do what we do in the town that we love. On this stage right here, through our sponsors, and through your viewership on the South Jackson Civic Center stage.
Oh, yeah.
You know, without these small stages and us being able, all of this would disappear, and how would you figure out what's going on without us telling you? Huh?
We've got all kind of stages at the Civic Center now.
Oh, yeah.
We've got
building one out back.
the one outside that the band is going to perform on Thursday night is called the patio stage, I think.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a platform in the back that's going to be for outdoor events,
Right.
smaller events. And the inside of the building is just looking phenomenal.
Yeah, outstanding.
So many good things have
Come
happened.
see us. Ice Cream Social Thursday night, country show. 14th, 15th, and 16th of August, or 15th, 16th, and 17th, whatever it is. Come see us. Thank you, folks. We love you.